Well, my suspicious mind is always that, like, when it's one of two things. When the media is addressing something that, like, it's just self-evident, it's because it's either in their interest to do so because of whatever's guiding them, or because it's opportunism. They recognize it's too far over. If they don't cover it past a certain point, they lose even more credit. I don't think it's because, I guess what I'm saying is, once they start pointing to it, I think that's past the point of no return for most cases, and that's not, but I think you're right. And I think we just need, in any circumstance, to marshal as much pushback as possible from the people. But I'm just very worried that they've pushed us beyond that point, and I just, that's where I think a lot of people are kind of coming to right now, and why this gets so chaotic. But all we can do is speak up about it,
Yeah, and I think that's why, Ryan and Jeffrey, why it's important to focus on July 4th, to summon the American people. These are your duties. You have these unalienable rights. Government by the consent of the governed, the rule of law. Everyone has individual dignity. You can march your own drum, or you're being told, no, you have to do X, Y, and Z. The government controls your entire life. You could be deported because the president decides it. And that, unfortunately, that's not what happens on July 4th. Everyone has a barbecue and they do the fireworks or whatever. And they ignore the fact that these are probably the most important philosophical ideas in the history of governance.
Right.
They said, okay.
It's bread and circuses. It's the same thing. We've been given the flashy lights and the and the excitement, and so people have lost sight. It's the same conversation as somehow weirdly convincing Americans that governments gave us these rights, as opposed to outlining inherent rights. I mean, these are slow manipulations over years. But I'm genuinely, on a positive note, of the mind that most people aren't really falling for this stuff anymore.